Hello and welcome to another episode of Motorsport Manager with Levingston Motors. Last time it was the British Grand Prix where we picked up our fourth 1-2 finish in a row. However, thanks to a crash from Gerard, Porter finished first with Engelhardt in second. After Engelhardt lost a lot of ground having to pit early. Well, I had him pit early and he got stuck behind a safety car. Maybe Gerard crashed on purpose to help out Sabato, we don't know. But that was our fourth 1-2 finish in a row, our fifth 1-2 finish of the season. And Engelhardt now has seen his lead get cut by a single point to a single point. And of course it's Tondela which is next, and Porter typically does well in Portugal. Last time he got the top qualification pole position, I can't speak. He got the 2 points for pole position and the 2 points for fastest lap. But of course this time he does not have super overtake mode, if I remember correctly he does not. I think that's another week or two, the fight he had. Which could cost him his race. Another 3 weeks. That could cost him the race. That could cost him the season, going for the Drivers' Championship. As for the team standings, as you can expect with those scores where we are miles ahead at this point. We've got over 100 points over Garuda. Last season we only won by 55 points, so even with 4 races to go, I think 4? Yeah, with 4 races to go, we've got double the lead. So at this point, it will take a double crash on multiple races for us to lose the title. We've won every single race. The question is, can we keep it up? I think Sabato has either got a very dodgy part, because reliability, he's always making repairs, or they're weight stripping it far too much. I think it's one or the other. But thanks to our weight stripping, we've been able to dominate this season with our double weight stripping bonus on the gearbox. We're going third or above. The extra 100,000 isn't worth it. We should get top 3. All the parts should be the same. All the reliability is fine. We're just improving the performance now. Our car is 4th on the grid. We've got a good set of brakes at 5th, but there's not a lot separating the top 5, and our gearbox is 3rd, and obviously with the weight stripping it puts it to 1st. Our suspension is still garbage, but it doesn't matter. Ultimately we're getting promoted, and of course if I do win this season, I am going up. There's no point staying down here after winning it twice in a row. So the parts are fine because I'm not built anymore, because that's it for this season now. Range were in practice but clear during the qualifying and the race itself, which makes it a bit dodgy for getting the tyre performance, even though I never actually use it, to be fair. I always use race. I always use, for Porter I use the soft tyre wear reduction and race trim, and then Engelhardt's nerfs and race trim. It's been a while since I played this. It's been a couple of weeks. I might be a bit rusty, but it is Tondela, so hopefully Porter can carry us. Actually, Engelhardt should be car 1. Oh no, Porter's car 1. Alright, fair enough. I will see you for qualifying. That is the end of practice. We get a 1-2 in practice again, like we normally do. And it was Engelhardt taking top spot. I've already done the weight stripping, so Engelhardt's car was just really just much better. Porter in second. Engelhardt getting almost 2 seconds on Merger Van Arden here from Vexala. Santa Anna having a good race, good practice anyway. I mean, at one point Evans was fastest because of the rain, playing havoc with the times. But it was dry towards the end. We got a dry lap in, and we destroyed the opposition. Unfortunately, practice counts for nothing. So car setups fine, weight stripping. I've lowered Porter's ones to 75%. Engelhardt's is down to 60 because obviously he has the nurse perk, so he gets a bigger buff from weight stripping, as well as having basic better standard parts anyway. It's going to be dry the entire qualifying, so I will sim it. Porter sets fastest lap, Engelhardt in second. Under by 100th of a second. Engelhardt's going faster and he takes top spot right at the end. Engelhardt steals 2 points from Porter. How is that going to affect the final standings? Porter beaten on his best track in qualifying. Engelhardt stealing the 2 points. It's a front row lockout for Levingston Motors. Sabado miles behind. I mean, that's over a single lap, so this is looking like a good race for Levingston Motors, which means they're both probably going to crash. But Engelhardt picks up 2 points. That's pretty big for the drivers. The team, it doesn't matter. The drivers, that's a big 2 points. This was probably Porter's best chance to take the lead again by getting top spot in qualifying and setting the fastest lap. Now it could be all on its head. Could this be the moment Engelhardt has won the Drivers' Championship by less than a 100th of a second? Who knows? He might crash it. Of course, if one of the two drivers crashes, the other driver is going to win it, I think. It's that tight. But Engelhardt takes top spot. Porter in second. Sabado in third. Valdez in fourth. They're easily the top 4 drivers in this division. They're always up there. Apart from when Sabado has to make a repair. Because his team are idiots. Engelhardt was delighted with the result, hugging the Levingston Motors mechanics. He knows how big that could be. The weight stripping there. The definitive edge for Engelhardt in qualifying. And it's raining. It was meant to be sunny. It's intermediate and then dry. Things have gotten interesting. Race trim, of course, light-footed. Race trim and nurse perk. Definitely the nurse perk. Attack overtake. Attack overtake. How many laps is this? This is 25 laps. And we've got 10 laps of fuel, so we can push for a long time because we're changing around lap 6, lap 7 onto the dry tyres, so you can push for some time here. Although it's pretty warm, so tyre heating might be an issue later on. How many soft tyres have we got? 3. I mean, you can use these as well, but even if it was dry the entire way, the 3 soft sets would be enough. Race stripping is done. It's a front grid lockout, and it's in rain. Porter's looking a bit off form today. So that adaptability is only 13 as well, but Engelhardt's is also pretty low. Sabado's is worse, and Valdez is the same. But Costa here, 20 adaptability. He might do well in the rain today. He's got some good starts. He's a 4-star driver. How did they get a 4-star driver? How have they done that? He's 4-star. How are they getting 4-star drivers in the bloody European Racing Series? That's bollocks. I mean, we beat it. He's in the bloody reserve. Why is there a 4-star driver in the reserve position? Okay, so we've got better. Okay, Engelhardt is not the best driver in this championship. Even though we're first for drivers. It's because a stick in a 400-bit star driver. Or 4-star. He's got 4.5-star potential, but he's old now. I don't understand how they've got that. That's AI. That's AI cheats right there. Usually, once you get to like Engelhardt's skill level, they're close to 4-star. They want to be in the Asia Pacific Cup at least. That's insane. But we have by far the better car, so it shouldn't matter too much. Good start for both Levingston Motor drivers. Sabada has a poor one, allowing Valdez to take over, but Engelhardt's off to a flyer. Engelhardt is off. Engelhardt is off. He wants the championship over and done with. He's already got 2 seconds on his teammate. Engelart's probably going to set the fastest lap, but of course it's going to go dry, so it won't stand. It will be beaten. Depends who beats it. But a great start for Engelart. He's really going to put the pressure on Porter to try and catch him up. Already got 2.5 seconds on him. I have noticed the first sector seems to be the determining, like, Engelart got pole position by only setting the fastest sector for sector 3. Porter had 1 and 2. I mean, Engelart, the lap after, he set purple sectors for all 3, so it didn't matter in the end, but sector 3 seems to be the key sector here. And Engelart has owed it off to a 3.5 second lead. Jesus Christ. That's kind of insane. If I'm being perfectly honest, that's ridiculous. Porter has just over a second on Valdez. Of course, he's fighting with Sabato, so that might slow them down. Both of my guys basically have clear track. There's good news for Levingston Motors, but Porter really needs to make some ground on Engelhart. Got to get this change to dry tyres pretty spot on. I think Engelart's going to come in first because he's in front. So he gets preferential treatment. 4 seconds, man. Potter's been annihilated. So we need to go about 8 laps. So there's 1 stint, 2 or 3, the dry stints, if it stays dry at least. Has to be a long one. Has to be a long one. So we're coming in lap 6, lap 7, which is a little short. So maybe the second stint make it a lot longer. Gearbox has already lost 10%. Okay, they'll calm it down now. Valdez will stop pushing soon, I think. Yep. So we'll start conserving our tyres. People are doing the same. Sabato's a bit behind Valdez actually, which is interesting. Engelart has 4.5 seconds on his teammate, but his teammate's starting to catch. Not for much long. Not for long though. I'm actually going to go into mediums. Oh, it's a lot too early though. Is anyone else pitting? Is anyone going to pit? No, we're staying out for that. Gonna have to, I think. He can't push his engine if he pits now. It's still a bit wet. In fact, I think Porter's gonna pit. He can at least last quite long with his light footed. He just can't push his engine, but it'll help with his part condition. Oh, but then we can't push in the last sector either. We're kind of low. Screw it. We're pitting. He knows he needs to do something quick. Alright, attack overtake, because you're pitting next. Onto the softs. Porter's coming out. Is it too early? Is it too early? Might be too early. Who knows? I think it is. I made a mistake. Sorry, Porter. We'll catch up soon enough, though. Here we go. It's getting dry now. So Engelart's in. No mistake. People are staying out, which is wrong. Attack medium. It's definitely dry. Engelart's there. We might get slowed down by the other inter users. But I think these are staying out too long. Because it's definitely dry weather now. So I think Engelart's got the right strategy. We'll go normal then. Should overtake these pretty easily. There we go. Sabado and Valdez are in the pits now. We'll see how much time Porter's lost. Well, it's still in second. Pretty easily as well, actually. I mean, they are going to attack, but they've got a 5-second gap to make up. There's no point in, letting them waste their tyre and everything, and then by the time they catch up, we can start pushing to regain that ground. To be fair, if we stayed out now, one would have to pit now. It's too dry for Inters. I think with how the race is going to pan out, someone had to suffer, basically. And it was Porter I picked. He's lost 2 seconds overall on his teammate. He's gaining on. He's gaining. It's in green and he's pushing his tyres and we're not. So that's embarrassing for Valdez. He's not really fighting with Sabado either. Sabado's got a bit of catching up to do. See, you don't want to push because I think that ups the chance of a crash, and this race is kind of set up for one. I know quite a few times the other play, not me, it's not happened to me yet, which means it's going to happen to me because I've just jinxed it, but I know there's been a few times where people have had their guy easily in first position and then he just crashes out of nowhere. Need to get to lap 15. We've got enough fuel with Porter, so that's fine. Could go on the mediums with Porter just to make it like a long stint, since that was my plan. But we do have the perk to reduce the tyre wear with the softs. And as you can see, Engelart's not exactly that much in front. Valdez is still pushing. He's pushing his engine. Now he is catching slightly. We can go to normal. We've got the fuel. But obviously, the more Valdez has to push, it'll have to turn down at some point, and we can just push. I think Porter might have to settle for second place. I don't know who's got fastest lap. It's still Engelhardt. His wet time might be the fastest lap. But it's starting to catch now, but he can't push forever. He's already dropping down. We'll actually start pushing with our tyre a bit. Go to medium. So we have got the fuel now, but I'd rather have enough fuel to be able to push in the final. Because obviously going in low for that long will help with reliability at the end of the race. But I think this is a race that Engelhardt, bearing a massive mistake from himself or the pit crew, he's won this. So he's conserving now. Just manage that gap a bit. So if he keeps conserving with his tyre, Spider will catch him up, not slow him down. Actually, he should go to medium because your fuel's like the same as Engelhardt's. It's just tyres that need to last. Ladders are starting to catch pretty fast, which is not good. I'll speed it up a bit because nothing's really going on. This tyres need to last 2 more laps. I think they're just going to last. Right. I will go to softs. I don't have enough fuel. Yeah, I do. It'll run up to 10. That's fine. See, it's 15%, so these tyres are going to lose us a bit of time in this last sector. It's rather unfortunate. Any mistake for Porter? I think Bader's come in at the same time. Go stay on low for now. You can overtake. Barders has actually stayed out. It was Vananen that came in, and Sabato. Sabato has actually gone behind Vananen. Alright, stay on normal. Right, Engelhardt's in the pits. Engelhardt is out. No mistake. Varders has stayed out. Cusser's right in front of Engelhardt, which is a bit annoying. Porter in fourth. He's now 9 seconds behind his teammate. So Costa and Valdez has got a pit. I've got a pit again, and Engelhart's right on Costa. And 10 seconds on Valdez. Although I think Costa's going to slow Engelhart down a bit here. I will give him permission to attack to get past as soon as it can, because it will allow Porter to catch up. Engelhart can't get past, which is a bit annoying. Valdez is coming out now. Not too far behind Porter, so we'll have to manage that. He's getting a second in total. He's coming out on mediums though, not softs. I'd have come out on softs with 8 laps to go. You got the tyre wear for it. I think Engelhart's got first position. I'm just going to back up now and chill. Obviously, once Valdez starts getting close, we'll start pushing. That's how we're backing up now, so we've got the tyre heating and tyre wear to push if Valdez does indeed catch up. And there's no way Porter's catching to Engelhart. The gap's far too big. Valdez is still pushing. He is catching. Valdez has had a good race. Sabato's had a bad one. We're going to have to start pushing soon. Porter's been a bit off today, I think. For Tondela, anyway. Obviously, Engelhart's just absolutely destroyed everyone. But there's still 6 laps to go. Could easily be a crash. Or a fire or something, who knows. Valdez is still catching Porter. Okay, we'll start pushing. We'll start pushing ourselves for all that. Can't push too hard because of tyre wear. Maybe we should have gone to mediums, who knows. We'll start pushing for all that. He's having to conserve. See, his tyre wear's gone down pretty hard compared to ours. You know, he's already pretty much on par with Engelhart, who's been out longer on the softer compound. And see, you know, half a sector, one sector, we gained like a second on him. You know, he spent like what 2 laps getting that down to like a second, and it's gone like that. It was already back to 3. I'm gonna have to push for that. Ooh, gear's not looking great. We'll stay to low. I was tempted to stay on 80% rather than 75%, but I took the risk. Probably didn't even... Probably... Oh my god. Probably didn't need to. Because it's not made a difference. You know, it'll still be like if you say, oh, it's rain. No, not a lot. I don't think there'd have been any point in changing anyway. You won't make it back in time. Valdez is not making a push here, that's fine. I'm going to back up in the rain so I don't lose too much tyre wear or have a crash or anything like that. Oh, one wide. Valdez is starting to push again. Engelhart just chilling in first position. All he's got to do is finish the race and he's won with absolute ease. So wet end to the race, but it's not It's still pretty dry weather. I'm only going to push if Valdes gets close again. He has 10 seconds on Van Aerden as well, who's got really bad tyre wear. Sabado might catch that. Down to 2 seconds again. We can't really push our engine though, that's the thing. He's conserving again. Seeing what he just gained is kind of lost. We'll go normal. While he conserves. We know if we start pushing, we can pull away pretty quickly, as we saw earlier. Push for a lap again to get some tyre heating into your tyres, Engelhardt. I think Porter's going to stay on normal. He has got tyre wear now. That'll last. It's his engine. What's his gearbox? Well, it's all his parts, basically. They're all a bit wrecked. Due to the race stripping, but it has been the difference, I think. If you didn't do it at all, Valdes is in third. Second, and then we're in third. Oh no, I don't want to do that. Look, that's Van Aerden. I thought I clicked Engelhardt then. 2.3. He's not pushing at all. Engelhardt's on his final lap. Valdes isn't pushing, so we'll back up. So this race has been a bit boring, to be fair, hasn't it? Easy 1-2. Barring a crash, which wouldn't be my fault. I'm telling them to back up and not push too hard. You know, Valdes has tried, but because we've got a faster car, if it gets too close, we can start pushing, and we just get back to where we were. The team's out of fuel with a lap to go. Well, that's stupid. Valdes is pushing. He's not going to catch in time, I don't think. We'll push, just to be sure. And Engelhardt wins the Portuguese Grand Prix. Final corner, no crash. Porter finishes in second. It's a 1-2 finish. I think for the 5th time in a row now. 6th time overall out of 8 races. That's 8 wins out of 8 for Levingston Motors. I think Engelhardt's going to get the fastest lap and the pole position bonus. That's another 4 points. He's going to extend his lead in the drivers to 6 points with 3 races to go. But there is a double point race at the end of the season. I forgot about that. That could be the decider. And Evans in last. What else is new? The winner of the Portuguese Grand Prix, the second one at least, Engelhardt from Levingston Motors. He did what Porter did in the first Portuguese race, picking up maximum points. As easy as you'd like. Sabado was disappointing. He couldn't really do much. Practice kind of hinted at that. Porter came in too early, I think. Really, the AI strategy was probably right. Coming here and then someone comes in here. You lose time on the inters, but you lost more time staying out on the inters and coming onto the dries too early because people were closer to Porter at the end of it. But it didn't matter in the end. Sabado came. Oh, that's why Sabado was in 7th. He had 3 stops. I don't know why. But Engelhardt wins easily. I don't think any pit strategy would have affected that. He was just too good today. And Engelhardt confirmed pole position bonus, fastest lap bonus, which he got in the wet, I think. I didn't see it change at all. Means Engelhardt picks up the win, but gains 5 points overall on Porter, and has a 6-point lead going into the last 3 races of the season. If you can do that again, the double points may not mean that much. especially with how tight they are. Levingston Motors extend the lead, unsurprisingly. We're now 123 points clear. It's been an absolute domination from Levingston Motors, thanks to the new lead designer with that trait. Well, with that the double weight stripping bonus you can pick. It's kind of OP. Very OP. There's 404,000 thanks to the sponsorship. I can pick second over for an extra 100,000 overall, but it's not really worth it. I did mess up with the sponsors though. I got a helipad, but I don't have enough for 5 stars. It must be 90% you need, which is rather annoying. Interview with XBC Sports. Right, I got a 1-2 finish, pole position in qualifying. Right, look. 1-2 in practice, 1-2 in qualifying, 1-2 in the race. What are they going to ask? What obviously Engelhardt. He came first in everything, and he's got better stats, and he's the #1 driver. What else am I going to say? Engelhardt winning by 12 seconds. Ridiculous. But thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time. So let's play Motorsport Manager with Levingston Motors.